This organ was built in 1927, originally for the Phillips Academy in a suburb of Boston called Andover, Massachusetts. But this organ was given by a man in memory of his late wife, and in 1927 it was installed in what has become a concert hall. The same gentleman, a few years after this was built, was giving money for a new chapel, which was to have its own organ. Of course, the Depression hit not too long after that time, in the early 30s, and the chapel was completed, but the plans for the organ never materialized. And the man insisted that they take this pipe organ that he had paid for and move it into the chapel. The chapel had a smaller provision for space for an organ in it, so this organ was a very bad fit in that space. And as good as this organ inherently was, it just could never sound good in that home. And finally, with the help of some consultation and so forth, they decided what they really ought to do is remove the organ and put something smaller that's well placed and designed for that room in. So the organ wound up being stored in a barn in Traverse City for about 16 years. And in that time, it endured quite a bit of damage from water and from vermin infestation and severe swings of humidity and so on, all things that organs don't like. But there was a particular family from St. Andrews that took interest in this. And this particular family thought that this was an idea that'd be really worth pursuing and would provide a certain uniqueness that St. Andrews would be able to claim that would be worthy of spreading out not throughout this community but worldwide, and it has garnered worldwide appeal. So we enlisted an organ company, the Shantz Organ Company in Orville, Ohio, to construct for us all new mechanism for the organ. So all the Winchests are new, and this organ console that you see here is new, with the exception of the keyboards, which are original ivory keyboards from another Cassavant organ. So as a result of all that, what remains original in the organ are the pipes that are behind the facade. The organ facade that you see in the background was all designed by Shantz and fashioned new to be appropriate for a Danish architect's conception of a 21st century worship space. And then we should also point out that in the facade, the pipes do not speak, with the exception of the horizontal copper-colored trumpets across the front. Those are a functioning item. The rest of the facade is just really for show, and it's just designed to give the organ a good visual appearance in the room. So the overall cost is about $1.25 million. But the organ has proven itself to be very effective in weddings and in funerals in a variety of contexts, in playing soft, very pretty kinds of quiet things, playing whisper quiet settings underneath choir singing to the point where you can hardly hear that it's there. And it's very capable of a tremendous roar and thunderous kind of a sound as well. I think most of them are just floored by the sound that it has. Even those who thought they would never be able to tell the difference right away were very impressed.